This past weekend was NXT Vengeance Day, and as a whole, I thought the show was okay. It wasn't the best show they've put on, but it was pretty decent. One match especially absolutely blew me away, so do go through the video and see which one that one was. But yeah, I thought I'd say it was fine. I feel like there's not been much as far as build, stand, and deliver goes. This event really didn't help that, to be fair. It actually made things worse because of the segment between Jessie Jane, Soraka, and Zaria, where they essentially just announced a match I thought they were going to put on the biggest show of the year, and they've done it on an episode of NXT instead, which is not great. But it's fine. It makes me feel like I'm even more in the dark when it comes to my NXT stand and deliver card I'd like to see video, which is coming out this weekend. But yeah, do go through the video. Let's check out what my thoughts on the matches are, and yeah, let's get into it. So we started off with Blake Monroe defeating Jada Parker in a street fight, and yeah, it was a good match. The chemistry between these two was good, the pacing was done really well, and yeah, Jada having some problems with her gluteus maximus after trying to do a hypnotic and hit the steel steps instead of Blake Monroe, I thought was really good, and an injury that she consistently was bugging her throughout the match, which was a good selling from Jada. There was a really nice table spot where Jada kind of went ass first into Blake Monroe, and I'm sure there's a name for the move, I just can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but it was a very satisfying table break as it broke completely in half quite nicely. I liked how the diamonds replaced thumbtacks in that spot, and yeah, a brutal glamour shot on Jada Parker onto the diamonds, and yeah, it was sold well. Maybe could have done with a little bit of red, a little bit of blood would have been nice here. Not a lot, not like to say that Jada was pissing blood, but just a little bit, because you got to believe that diamonds would cut the skin. So, but yeah, this was a really fun match to start off the show. I'm curious to what they do at Stand and Deliver, because they both should be on it. Surely, I mean, they're two of the top women in the division, so they really should be doing that. Maybe a rematch, maybe North American Championship, maybe the NXT Women's Championship. Either way, I can feel like they're going to face each other in some kind of way. There is a video coming up soon on the channel where I'm going to be going through my stand and deliver card, so do look out for that this weekend. But yeah, match wise, I wanted a little bit more out of this one. I'm not saying this is at all a bad match, it was very good, but yeah, it just doesn't feel like this one's quite over yet, which is good. I was just stand and deliver and stuff going forward, but yeah, I feel like they kind of maybe held back a little bit for something in the future, but yeah, still very good match, and you say a very fun way to start the show. After that, we had Tony D'Angelo defeat Dion Lennox in, yeah, another really fun match. It was actually a lot better than I expected it was going to be. Both looked really great coming out of this one as well. I liked how we started in the backstage in the parking lot. It makes a lot of sense with Lennox saying that it was on site with Tony D'Angelo, that he would be waiting for him in the car park, and then they brought him to the arena. Made absolutely perfect sense. I like the fact they did the spot with the, I don't even know what it's called. It's the stand, but they have like the bit where it's really weak, so people can go through it, so they appeared through it into the arena, which I thought was another really cool spot. Yeah, I feel like this whole start to the match gave it a really intense feel, like these two absolutely can't stand each other, and yeah, it came across very well here. The suplex into the announce table was cool, but kind of didn't go right, but worked out anyway. So Dion Lennox ended up going through the table, and Tony D'Angelo ended up landing on the floor, which actually would have actually hurt Tony more. So even though we didn't get to the right, even though they got to the destination they needed and they didn't go about it the right way, the Tony will still hurt more than Dion. So that actually makes a lot of sense. I thought it was a solid finish to the match. Tony looked especially good. I'd say that he has improved in ring. Maybe since he was gone for a while, he's just been locking in on getting better in the ring, because I in the past have complained about Tony D'Angelo in the ring, saying he's quite boring, but no, he looked really good here. I don't know if he did something different or not, whether I'm just looking at it through a different perspective, but yeah, he looked very good here. He just looked a lot smoother as far as his wrestling goes. Yeah, I'd say let him wrestle a little bit, let him wrestle more often, and I'll probably end up buying more into the Tony D'Angelo character, especially more than I am now. But yeah, the only issue really within this match is that Dark State take another loss, which isn't great. They're supposed to be this team that's supposed to be dominating NXT. They tend to lose a lot. They just lost the tag titles to the Vanity Project. They lose here. I can't imagine. I don't know. It looks very bleak for them even getting on Stand and Deliver, even though they should be the most a main team on that show. After that, we saw Tay and Patsy defeat Izzy Dame to become the new Women's North American Champion, and this had a very fast-paced start from Tay and Patsy, really taking it to Izzy Dame, which makes perfect sense, as Izzy Dame is so much bigger than her as far as height goes. But then Izzy Dame slowed the match down when she was on top like a great heel would. In my opinion, Izzy Dame is kind of everything you need in a top heel in NXT, especially with the fact that JC Jane's probably going to be going to the main roster soon. Zaria is only just adjusting to the heel thing. Like, for example, I know we'll talk about it later on actually when it comes to Zaria, because she did something that really annoyed me. But yeah, I feel like as far as like needing a top heel in the women's division goes, Izzy Dame is that person without a doubt. I feel like she's got everything you could possibly need in a top heel. I really liked the standing rolling leg drop that Tatum Patsy does. It just looks really cool. I know it's not the smoothest way to set it up, but yeah, I think it looks really great. Speaking of Tay and Patsy's wrestling, she is so underrated in ring. So many people concentrate on her character so much that they forget how good she is in ring. You know, she did a fantastic 450, and the first one I thought she did, I thought was it. She did a beautiful powerbomb to the outside of the ring, and yeah, these two were absolutely cooking throughout this one. There was an incredible reversal of the code breaker where Izzy did the code breaker, but Tatum kind of backflipped out of it. It was really cool. But yeah, Tatum was absolutely class in the ring. Yeah, again, not. This is the thing, right? When it comes to predictions, I always tend to go with my head over my heart most of the time. But again, not picking my personal preference because I'm a big Tatum Patsy fan. She's probably my favourite, maybe second favourite woman on the NXT roster behind Sol Rucker. But you know, I didn't choose over this one. I thought Izzy Dame was going to continue as champion, and I'm an idiot. There's been many times, for example, at WrestleMania last year, I chose not to pick Io Sky, even though I'm a big fan of Io Sky, and then she ended up winning. So once again, not picking my personal preference bited me in the ass. But for me, this was for sure, absolutely 100% match of the night. This was so good. I absolutely love this match. But yeah, honestly, I would say it's one of the best matches of NXT's year so far. One of the best matches of the year so far in NXT, maybe even in WWE. It was so good. But yeah, I look forward to seeing what Tatum's going to do as Women's North American Champion. Hopefully this is a title reign that lasts longer than her NXT Women's Championship reign. By the way, she's only the second woman to win both the NXT Women's Championship and Women's North American Championship. The only other person to do that is Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer. So that's pretty good company to have, by the way. But yeah, I feel like these two might have a rematch in a more intense match with a stipulation at Stand and Deliver. But yeah, I mean, I look forward to that if that's what they go down. But this was a fantastic match, and I definitely suggest you go check it out. After that, we had the announcement that in 2 weeks on NXT, well, just under 2 weeks now on NXT, we will have JC Jane versus Sol Rucker versus Zaria for the NXT Women's Championship. And I swear on NXT, Robert Stone said that this was going to be an announcement for Stand and Deliver, but now they've suddenly pivoted to it being in NXT in Houston, which is very interesting. And it makes me so. I honestly did think that the Stand and Deliver match was going to be Jane versus Sol versus Zaria. That makes absolutely perfect sense. The top story of the year in Sol and Zaria, and then you've got the women's champion in JC Jane. Like, arguably just the two biggest stories in NXT all come together at Stand and Deliver on the big show of the year. Makes perfect sense. So yeah, it really has me questioning why they're doing it in Houston now. I honestly don't think we're going to see a title change here. I think that JC Jane is going to steal a win, as Sol Rucker and Zaria will cost each other the match, and then it will be Sol and Zaria at Stand and Deliver, and then JC Jane will defend against somebody else at Stand and Deliver as well. But no, this segment, it kind of had that weird feeling to it. It didn't really need to be on the pay-per-view, but it felt like it was just there to fill some time, which arguably just could have been a match, but it's fine. Zaria looked like a complete idiot as she wore a shirt that said Sol's X on it. Like, if you're feuding with somebody, don't put... I mean, it's funny because Drew and CM Punk talked about this during their feud. Don't put your opponent's name on your t-shirt if you're trying to get over. Like, Zaria should get her own merch and then wear that. But no, it looked really stupid to me. But JC Jane was absolutely right when she said that she should be main eventing Stand and Deliver. She has been the most dominant NXT superstar over the past year. Yeah, as I said, she should absolutely be the main event of Stand and Deliver. Hopefully that is the case, but I can't help but feel like Joe Hendry's going to end up being that spot. But even though I don't really want him to be, but Yeah, I thought the segment was okay. I'm questioning why they're not doing it at Stand and Deliver, pretty much. Following that, we had Lola Vice defeat Kalani Jordan in an NXT Underground match, and yeah, this was good. It was an enjoyable watch. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Kalani did look very good within the confines of NXT Underground. Lola is just great in these matches. Lola started really well, showing that she is where she's more comfortable within the stipulation of the match. Kalani was smart, exposing the injury of the hand very quickly, and yeah, it was helping towards submissions and stuff like that. I thought it was a good way to cross over gymnastics and MMA with Kalani Jordan. I thought she did it very, very well. I know that on NXT they showed Shayna Baszler telling her just not to do anything gymnastically, but no, she did little parts here and there that I thought worked very well. I love how the bums at ringside clocked a spinning heel kick from Lola Vice, and one of them got taken out completely. I thought that was a really cool moment, and it didn't cost her the match either, which the part I was very worried about was that she was going to take them out and it would end up costing her, but that wasn't the case. And Lola Vice's spinning back fist is absolutely brutal. I like the fact that she can hit it out of nowhere and it just knocks people out for 10. But yeah, no, I thought that this was done very, very well. I put on my notes, give Lola a championship, but honestly, I don't know which one you'd actually give her, because I don't think she's going to challenge for the NXT Women's Championship at Stand and Deliver. I also don't think she's going to challenge for the North American Championship. So maybe in a few months you can give her a championship. But yeah, Kalani Jordan, though, I just feels like she's due to be in the main roster at like any point now. She's done pretty much everything she needs to do. She feels like someone who's a big fish in a small pond in NXT now. So yeah, for me, I'd be sending Kalani up, and Lola, just let her run up the championship ladder and have her win a championship in a few months, because I feel like the only thing that she needs to do now in NXT is get some gold. And finally, in the main event, Joe Hendry defeated Ricky Saints to retain the NXT Championship. And the match itself was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad either. Like, the quality was kind of as I expected, which was just fine. They had a slower pace than I expected. I was expecting them to be quite fast-paced with Ricky being in the match, but no, it was actually very slow. There was some smooth transitions, but I don't know what it is about Joe Hendry, but there's just something stagnant about the way he wrestles. And yeah, it's just something I'm not a big fan of. And yeah, Ricky Saints, like, he is more smoothering. He is a good wrestler, but there's just, I don't know, I just don't click with Ricky Saints, if that makes sense. However, he does have a pretty decent spear. I think he did 2 spears during the match and both connected very well. The Page involvement was interesting. He was more distracted by the championship, which makes a lot of sense. He's had gold for a long time, so naturally he's going to want gold back again. But he did not help at all. He even ended up chucking the title nearer to Joe Hendry than he did Ricky Saints. I thought it was good storyline wise, as I feel like he is going to be in the main event picture going forward. And yeah, I'm not sure about the finish. Joe Hendry cheating is very questionable. I feel like it's something he just wouldn't do. He's such a big babyface that cheating just wouldn't be within his vocabulary. But yeah, it kind of extends the story between him and Ricky Saints, I guess. But the fact it wasn't a clean finish, as I said, opens up for a rematch, maybe even a triple threat with Ethan Page involved as well. Maybe a Stand and Deliver, maybe just Roadblock or in the future. But then, you know, if they do end up doing a triple threat between Page, Saints and Hendry, it kind of makes sense why they're doing the women's triple threat before Stand and Deliver. But again, that's just me speculating. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of Hendry, Saints and Page just feel like the whole main event scene right now. There really isn't anybody else. So it makes sense that would be the match at Stand and Deliver. But yeah, I said the match was fine. I expected a little bit more out of this one. But yeah, and Hendry continues his reign. I'm hoping it kind of picks up a little bit because it's not great. But yeah, NXT needs to make some main event stars. So those are my thoughts and opinions on NXT Vengeance Day 2026. Do put down in the comments below what you thought of the show. I thought this one was fine. I gave it like a 6 out of 10 on my rating short. I do go check that out. I do shorts rating every match out of 10 after every pay-per-view, and I've even been doing some for past pay-per-views as well, so you go check that out on the shorts page. But yeah, I thought this was a decent show. Taking part to the Energy Day blew me away. I thought that was an absolutely fantastic match. I didn't expect it to be. The other matches were fine. I feel like the 2 weakest matches on the card were actually the 2 last matches on the card, the NXT Underground match and the main event. The other 2, Blake Monroe and Jada Parker and Tony D'Angelo and John Lennox, I thought were really good. So yeah, pretty positive way to go out. Maybe it's a little bit more before Stand and Deliver, but maybe they're just saving stuff for that show. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, I am doing a card I'd like to see for NXT Stand and Deliver. That will be coming out this weekend, I believe, on Saturday. And then the day after that, I've got my top 10 matches from Revolution coming out as well as coverage of Revolution later on this week. On Thursday, there'll be predictions, and then next Tuesday, there will be a review for Revolution as well. So do check those out and do subscribe so that you know when they will be out. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.